So before we start, I want to let you guys know that 5-3 Supply is officially now back in our hands. We were outsourcing it for a little while, but it didn't end up working out. We now have stock again here in our little warehouse in the corner, and our site is now back online. And we're actually doing one of the biggest closeout, actually we're doing the biggest closeout sale we've ever done, including insane deals on t-shirts, hats. I think we're doing $40 hoodies right now. Everything's insanely inexpensive. We're closing out so that we can go ahead and start the year of giveaways. So head over to 53supply.com, do us a favor, just check out the closeout sale that we're doing. If you guys have wanted some merch for a long time, you want to support the channel, you can still do that. We've got really inexpensive tees. Hoodies are on big sale, major sale. You can get hats, stickers, decals, window banners, whatever, you name it, we've got it on the site. So do me a favor and go check it out. Well, before we assess the damage, the first order of business, we have got to wash all of this stuff off from the fire extinguisher. This stuff can be pretty corrosive if it's, this stuff is corrosive, so it sits there long enough. Anyways, let's wash it off, get it cleaned up, and check it out. This Griot's Garage hose in reel is amazing. These wheels are sold, by the way. I have been selling a bunch of stuff on my Instagram stories, so if you're looking for some parts, I got some spare stuff, but these wheels sold. If you missed out, well, should have followed my Instagram, baby. Watch your eyes. Oh. What's up? I'm kind of charred over there. About to start yanking the engine out. Oh, for sure. All right, tires are dismounted. These will get shipped off here pretty soon. Let's get this in the garage, boys. Oh my God, I did squats yesterday. I'm dying. Ugh. Oof. Oh my God. I don't know if the turbo's even still good. Oh yeah, there's the hole. Yeah. That's a snapped rod. But I can see the rod is still attached to the crank, which means it's snapped in half. This wasn't supposed to happen, Jaron.
No.
Say hi. Just freeze. Time for a new hood, I think. Or should I keep it? So I think the thing that kind of stinks is like a lot of this wiring right here. Like look at the meltiness. It's melting here. Uh-oh. It's melting there. Some of the wires, I mean, I guess the wires themselves are still fine. But like this, that sucks because that's like a very important, I guess I could just re-lume some of this stuff. That's all for like battery. Man, the shroud from the fan even melted a little bit. All this lume is now gone. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off it. Oh man, the freaking, look at how bad this is. I can't even take off. It's literally melted on. I'm gonna have to cut the fuse box off, I think, because it's literally melted. That's terrible, bro. Let's go ahead and get the exhaust manifold off. I think what happened, by the way, the reason why there was flames, I think what happened was, or at least my theory, is the rod let go, put a hole in the engine, and it was in the middle of combusting and igniting fuel at the same time. And that combustion, instead of going out the exhaust manifold, came out the block itself. And then I guess like maybe a little bit more fuel was sprayed in. Obviously a lot happened, and it's very intriguing. The next turbo I have in here, I am definitely going to do a waterless one because running all these lines is so annoying. Wow, that did not want to come out. The turbo doesn't seem I don't know, it doesn't sound great. Well, here's what I did to my JZ. This is what happens when you boost a 200,000 mile VVTi. JZ, VVTIs have smaller rods than non-VVTIs. So this is the worst engine to boost out of them all. Did it anyways, because I don't care. Oh man, all right.
That's a good hole there.
Yeah, there you go, boys and girls. That is a big hole inside of a block. You can actually see right there. So you can see the rod. So what happened is, this is what happens to all these VVTi blocks. The rod snapped. You can literally see that where it's seated onto the crank, it was spinning too fast, you know, making too much boost, whatever it was, too much RPMs, too much boost, mixture of everything. The rod just snapped. Obviously, like, it came out in a bunch of pieces, but I'm kind of curious. I don't think we have any. Okay, yeah. All the stuff, all the rod that came out of the engine, I think I gave to my friend Will. That was either rod or block or whatever. So there's a lot of, it could also be like inside and shoved into my piston. So there's no telling what actual, like what the damage is actually gonna be until the engine's actually like completely out. I was pretty much expecting this. And I wanna say one thing too, like, so like this Supra's NA engine has much thicker rods because it's a non-VVTi. Has much thicker rods than the VVTi engine. So it's just like, it's a known mechanical problem. So it was sort of expected for sure. Did I want to do it that day and that time? Not really. But it gets me moving and it gets me thinking, and it kind of gets me to move some stuff around and make some executive decisions here. I'm gonna have Austin come over. I'm actually going to be at a meet tonight, so oh man, I'm gonna have Austin come over, take the engine out and start swapping over. Actually, I could probably use, well, you know, I can't say too much right now. I'm gonna end up doing something really cool with this car. This is probably my favorite car. I say that a lot, but like, actually having driven this car, statistically now, with experience, I've loved driving this car more than any other car, especially around the streets with power. The Evo 3, it's really small, it's very bumpy, not a comfortable car to drive around at all. The Supra is insanely fast, not comfortable at all to drive. Civics are Civics, Evos, I mean, even my STI, and I'm sure my Evo 8 is gonna be the same way, it's just not comfy. The Z is okay. The Z is close up there, but I haven't driven it in a long time. S2000 is literally a race car, and it's probably the least comfortable car I've ever driven in my life. This car is amazing, and I want to keep this car. I want to make it fast and awesome, and like this, I don't know, it could be my forever car. I like it much better than my R33, because the R33 is not even that comfortable. Kind of upset I did bags with it, but it is what it is, I did it. This thing still does have you know, several things that I have to do, but man, this car is cool too because it's a very rare trim. Like, this car is a red, like the absolute reds are very hard to find, but it's also an actual W55 car. Now, I'm probably not gonna keep a W55 in it, so that's something I guess we'll stay tuned with. But I really wanna do something really cool with this car because I kinda wanna go back to my roots of doing stuff that's more unique than just popular, like the Supra, Evo, that kind of stuff is obviously I'm still gonna work on those, but it's hard because like those are just like typical cars. You know, it's like the JDM fanboy dream garage kind of stuff, but something like this, you don't see people with IS300s every day. Anyways, this whole setup is probably gonna change. I like the manifold. It's a CX Racing manifold. It's definitely like okay. The turbo is a CX Racing ball bearing turbo. That's a decent turbo. It made good power for, you know, for how long it made power. It actually wasn't bad. But I think there's a lot of things that were limiting on this car. And this was like the era, like this IS300 was around the era of when I was just collecting as many cars as possible and I was doing the bare minimum to make them cool. And at this point, I'm kind of going back through my garage and making every car that should be built well, it should be built well. And if I'm not going to build it well, or if I'm not going to finish it, then I sell it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's you know, ECU, tons of stuff from Tweaked, which by the way, I do have a discount code for you guys now. It's Tweaked Performance. It's like 7% off. It's just code Shanks. All my stuff is code Shanks, by the way. So Rio's Garage, Tire Streets, Tweaked Performance. I'm intrigued. The turbo seems to be okay, which is kind of shocking, considering whatever the hell happened here. You can hear, it shouldn't make that sound. So it might be one of those things where the CHRA might need to come out. At that point, it's like, I've got something I'm probably gonna throw you guys. Actually, I know for a fact what I'm gonna do is gonna throw you guys for a loop here. So bear with me. I will tell you guys soon, but I need shop help to actually help me fulfill these ideas. And I'm trying to get that. Austin's coming here really as much as he can, I guess. This is after, but I'm gonna slide this in just because like we've started to take some stuff apart. Austin's here getting some things kind of off the car. I guess tell me what you have found.
So far I found that almost every single one of the intake manifold bolts was just barely more than hand tight. And the oil filter, which is like my most concern, was as soon as I went to take the oil filter off, as soon as my hand touched it, it spun off like it was not even tight at all. Both motor mount bolts were just barely hand tight. Oh yeah, the fuel lines, both fuel line fittings, A and fittings were just barely hand tight.
That's scary.
That's a really scary one. That's just a big fire waiting to happen there.
You know, I found like when I was taking off the exhaust manifold, I kind of found that like all the exhaust bolts were like not even like torqued down.
It was really easy to pop them.
Right, it was really easy to pop them off, but that's kind of concerning. You guys have watched for long enough. I wasn't the one that built the car. I didn't assemble any of this stuff. You know, I had somebody working for me at the time to do all this. So that's it's definitely interesting and very scary. And also it's kind of funny. Whenever Ethan was over the other day doing the tune, the throttle body came off.
Yeah, the throttle body
like
fell off.
So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's really scary and really sad, honestly, too. That I'm, you know, like I don't know if he just like forgot, but it's like. Bro, like I could die, literally. Like, especially with fuel lines, man. Like, fuel lines being loose. Everything was like all checked off. He's like, yeah, it's ready to go. So I don't know. That's super scary. You said this car was waiting to blow up. It was just inevitable.
Yeah, it was inevitable.
That's without you having unbolted it.
Yeah, I haven't touched any of the bolts on the bottom of the motor mount there.
Oh my god, dude. 2JZ, no. You can see straight through.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah you can. Yeah, there it is. Wave to me over there. Hi. Okay. Oh, that piston sideways.
That's not normal.
Yeah. Everything else looks fine though.
How's the head look?
Head's good. Dude. It's actually fine. The valves are perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, nothing touched.
Holy
Beautiful.
crap.
There's part of pistons on top of the piston, bro.
That's insane. Oh my, dude.
The whole bottom of the piston.
Oh my god. I've never seen that before in my life.
There, all better.
I wanted to make a video on the assessment of the damage. We'll talk about what I'm going to end up doing with this car soon. It's gonna be really rad. How is it turning out over here?
I'm so excited.
This corner in particular has been like really untouched. I wanted originally to make this like a kind of a hangout area, but like I just never came out here to hang out. Like I had a Nintendo 64, a PS2.
It's like kind of hard to hang out like where you work.
Right, and so I didn't want to come out here because then I would get distracted and I'd start working on stuff. So now it's gonna be 5-3's little corner and we'll have stuff for her and we'll actually be warehousing our stuff again. Follow 5-3 Supply's Instagram as well as both of ours because we're posting, like I post every single day. I'm always on my stories. I don't post like on my photos on Instagram a lot, but I do post on my stories every single day. I have a ton of updates for you guys. And I am, if you've noticed, actually I'm gonna walk out because I'm gonna start twirling around. I'm gonna show you some stuff that you guys shouldn't be seeing. You guys have noticed like my uploads have been infrequent lately and I do want to apologize about that. I don't really mean for that to be the case for a couple reasons. I'm trying to make sure what I am uploading is quality. If I do, give you guys an update of some sorts, I want it to be worth watching. I want it to be cool and to be funny, whatever it is. And I want to have consistency. And so, if I don't have 3 really good videos for a week, then I'm going to hold off until I do actually have videos coming out. And I'm going to be honest with you guys too. I've been I'm not really sure why, but my depression's not been great lately. I don't want to spill too many beans because it makes me look, I want to look vulnerable, but I don't want to look like an idiot, Between just running a business, looking at sales numbers all the time, looking at view counts, it's hard to not get discouraged, but even still, when things, I have tried so hard to organize and get things done over the past 6 months and things, it just feels like I've been getting constantly just kicked around and knocked down and nothing is going my way. And so it's just it's been frustrating for me. And I don't want to use that as an excuse, but I want to tell you guys and be honest with you anyways. So, whenever I do tell you guys daily advice of when life knocks you down, you just have to get back back up. I want you guys to understand that, like, I'm literally doing that every day. It's hard probably for you to look at me and be like, well, yeah, Evan, look at you. You got all this cool stuff. You got this wife and family and this and that. You have so much to be thankful for. You're totally right. But there's nowhere in life you don't stop getting your butt kicked. There's no point in life where you'll reach a measure of success to where you'll not have any problems anymore. Money literally does not solve anything except for your finances. It does not cure anything in life except for your finances. The only thing money takes care of. It does not actually make you happier. Believe me, it only helps you continue to survive and pay for the things you need. You know, I've been getting my butt kicked, I feel like. And I wanna tell you guys, like, use me as an example, man. You have to, no matter what. If life just sucks, it doesn't really matter. You gotta keep going. I've said it before, and it's hard for me to even listen to myself say this because life is tough sometimes, but the only guaranteed way that you will not make it to where you wanna be is by quitting, is by stopping. If you stop, you'll never know how far you can make it. If you don't stop, there's no end to how far you can make. I guess I'll tell you that today because that's what I gotta tell myself. I'm gonna keep going. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I don't plan on stopping. As long as you guys are there to watch me, as long as you guys are here to support us, I'm here to do the best I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also just thank you to all of our supporters of the channel. I've got some really cool updates and some very cool stuff to finally show you that's been working. I've been working on some stuff for like 6 months. I think 2023 is gonna be a great year. I love you all. I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.